Welcome back to my channel. I had some hopes that I wasn't going to have to deal with trolls and gossips anymore. Thus, you see me cover a number of other topics instead. But it seems Heidi from the Philippine Antics channel is at it again, so let's see what nonsense she is spouting now. First, she is making an issue of channels pushing propaganda about the Philippines. That is, what it is like living there, or dating a Filipina, etc. Her basic claim is that channels are not telling you the truth, but just telling you what you want to hear to attract an audience. Okay, I'm sure that happens. Of course, I'm also sure that channels which talk negatively a lot without justification also exist. And those channels attract a certain audience too. You can spot such people when someone makes a completely unsupported negative claim about someone and they get comments back saying things like, "I knew there was something wrong with that person. Thanks for revealing the truth." Except no truth was given, just claims. Listen to Heidi.
I think that there is a bunch of propaganda. It's getting worse. I think propaganda is in all things. Politics, YouTube, expat help, dating here, all of it, because the better they make it sound. I told George we just need to do a whole live stream where I'm like, oh, it's so, blah, 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 and feed people what they want and do, I hate to say this, the Filipina P.
I don't believe her. I think she loves to say negative things about P. Oh, wait, I've documented that in a number of previous videos. But, of course, while making up such crap, she also says she likes P and isn't jealous. Too bad Heidi's actions don't match those statements. In this particular case, her claim is that P is one of those who are feeding people what they want to hear. But wait, just 4 days earlier, when Heidi and George were both talking about vloggers giving bad information, Heidi said this.
They get paid based on showing you the good of it or the dramatic side. We kind of show you both. There are several channels like Sunshine and the Filipina P that'll show good and bad. Our Philippine Journey does it. Philly in the Philippines, Brian does it. Geo did.
Oh, Heidi admitted P covers the good and bad. But just 4 days after admitting that, suddenly Heidi says P is just telling people what they want to hear? Gossips tend to have trouble keeping up with all they say. And let's consider what P, who would actually know, said about her own channel as well.
I was one of the very first channels, Filipino channels, that was going the other way. My second video ever was about how Filipinas lie all the time. And I think my fifth video was warning you guys about how Filipina might leave you if you brought her back to the West.
Then there are my own observations, based on watching every one of P's videos. Lots of them focus on negative things, and many others will include negative things with the positive. So, no, P is not telling people just what they want to hear. But Heidi gets worse.
She fully admits she's scripted. It takes her days to do it. She tells you guys what you want to hear. She already said it. She just put a video out. If we would fully script, except for what I just wrote today, okay, to talk about the Oz, I wanted to make key points today. I'm like, well, screw it. Let me do it. But 80% of what I just said was me too. But not the P. Fully scripted out. Fully. She's telling the guys what they want to hear.
Since Heidi knows about that particular video P made, maybe Heidi should work on her comprehension skills. Look at the loaded way Heidi expresses things, like P fully admits she's script, as if there is something wrong with doing scripts. And how do you connect doing scripts to telling people what they want to hear? There is no connection. Also notice the really stupid way Heidi contrasts what P does to what she does, as she claims 80% of what I just said was me. And that isn't the case for P because she's fully scripted out. But why is that an issue if you do scripts? Isn't it still just P writing down her thoughts, thus still being herself? But that brings us to other context from Heidi, expressed in her prior videos. That is, her totally unsupported claim that some guy is writing the scripts for her. I've seen that claim from a number of trolls and gossips, yet not one of them can back up their claim. Since they have no way to know any such thing, it is fair to say they are lying. It's especially evil since P has told us that she writes her own scripts, including in the very video Heidi is referring to. Consider these statements.
When I turned the camera on, I couldn't remember everything I wanted to say, and my videos ended up being kinda messy. So what I did was, I started writing out what I wanted to say beforehand, and once I had everything written down, it gave me more confidence because I knew I wasn't leaving out, important points, and I wasn't wasting your time with a lot of filler of ums and uhs and, repeating myself over and over. So anyway, scripted videos became my favorite format. But my main kind of video was teaching people about the Philippines. And the best way to do that was to write it all down.
So P is writing her own scripts. Thus, it is still all her. Furthermore, she is detailing the reasons why she does scripts, and all the reasons are for the benefit of her listeners, even though it makes her job much harder. Of course, I'm not jealous Heidi as this.
She's using her sexuality.
Sounds jealous to me, and Heidi concludes with this.
I'm not using my sexuality here.
Good choice, Heidi. Continuing with a rather contradictory set of statements.
The propaganda shit that is going on here and the narcissistic vlogging that is going on here. Well, let me tell you about the real truth. Let me tell you about keeping it real, and I'm just doing this for me, and let me go through and show you this.
Now, keep that in mind as you listen to what came a bit later.
I'm just going to be me. That's just where it is. Talk about keeping it real.
So she jumped from complaining about others saying they are keeping it real, or saying, I'm just doing this for me, to saying similar things herself. There are other things Heidi doesn't like.
Another goddamn walkabout vlog. Another video about dating.
Hey, I don't care much for walkabout vlogs either. Vlogs about dating are fine, though obviously some are bad, but the subject is completely legitimate and there are many aspects of it to be covered. But gee, I guess we can just watch antics where you will hear over and over again Heidi's criticisms of her husband's behavior or gossiping about others and spend hours doing it. Now, I don't care what kind of channel she prefers until I see her lying and misrepresenting people. If she thinks live streams are the highest level of vlogging, fine. I'll still think that is irrational, but it doesn't matter to me. But lying does matter. So does gossiping. Heidi keeps up her nonsense.
But the P, she has her stick and it works for her. No, there's no doubt in my mind. Yep. It's what's getting her paid. It's highly scripted, highly planned, and she uses the whole fantasy and information, and it is her shtick. And she said that. I believe that was her word. That's my shtick.
I assume the intended word was shtick, not stick. That is spelled S-C-H-T-I-C-K. That simply means a trait someone has. In this case, P's preference to do scripted videos. For the record, Heidi is wrong because P didn't use that word. But again, why make an issue about someone writing out what they want to say instead of winging it? Unless the claim is someone else is writing the script. There's nothing to back up such a claim and much to show otherwise. Let's look at why P is now looking at doing less scripting.
The problem is, writing a good script can take up to 3 whole days. One time I even made a video about making a video, and I showed exactly how I write everything, how long it takes just to find the perfect words and to come up with funny jokes and research what I'm saying to be sure it's accurate.
Makes perfect sense. I write my scripts too, and yes, it takes days in most cases. But as P pointed out in her video, YouTube made a recent change that is affecting a lot of channels' viewership. It's one thing to put in the time P was spending to do scripts when the return on that time investment was good, but not so much if it isn't. So yes, she is looking at not doing scripts or maybe just bullet points. That's fine too. And note P pointed out she explained how she does her videos, including writing scripts in the first year of her channel. Specifically, it was released April 2nd, 2021. So we have known almost 4.5 years that she writes her own scripts, why she can make so many Western cultural references, etc. Yet Heidi and others keep spreading lies. One more, showing P saying she did the writing.
Overnight, AI pretty much ruined the thing I was best at, writing and comedy.
So P has been very clear, and she would actually know the facts. Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.